Hello and welcome to the Contro-Verse. Everybody is super excited because it's Valentine's week and that means we get to be extra not safe for work. We also are a little bit late in the audience because we were competing with a whole bunch of other things. We are so excited to have Emily Lewis in the house tonight from Bards on the Rocks. There we go. I got one woo. We also have some spicy things, some things to make you blush, and I think we're going to have some fun tonight. First up on the mic, though, I want to welcome the man who makes sure that the mic is actually here and plugged in and working. And I hear a theory, a rumor, that he might have new shit tonight. New shit! Please put your hands together for Jeff Taylor!
Yeah, Valentine's Day coming up. VD. Yeah, everybody get VD for Valentine's Day. I got a new poem, and it was not wrong. Wait, I'm going to take my sweater off. It's a hot one. I'm going to work myself up. Woo! Woo! This poem is called Naked with Memes. I just finished it, right in this seat over there. It's a red seat, which is apropos. Lying naked on the bed, I start laughing as I run my finger across your breasts. You look slightly perturbed, so I begin to explain that I couldn't get this meme I saw earlier out of my head. This doesn't seem to help. So I try describing the meme, hoping to make you laugh, even though I should know that ship has sailed. I tell you about the big silhouette of a Jack Russell Terrier. Surrounding him are smaller silhouettes of cigarettes, a skateboard, and a glass of wine. You cut me off, getting more offended that I stopped touching your boobs so I could talk with my hands. I make it worse by talking over you. All the silhouettes are encapsulated by a giant red circle with a line across it. Above and below are block letters saying, I don't know who this dog is or why he got banned from this park, but he certainly seems like a lot of fun. I laugh uncontrollably as you grimace. When I blow air from my lips into your tits, we both laugh as the sun shines our silhouette into the hall, spamming our own cringy meme onto the wall. Ha!
And now I am very excited to hand the mic off to Ethan, who has something. I don't know, something for us. I heard it's on themes, so be warned, I guess. I hope nobody is watching this at home. Put your kids to bed. You the mic?
Thank you. The Lady's Dresser. The Lady's Dressing Room by Jonathan Swift. Published 1732. 5 hours, and who can do it less in, by haughty Celia spent in dressing, the goddess from her chamber issues arrayed in lace, brocades and tissues. Strephon, who found the room was void, and Betty otherwise employed, stole in and took a strict survey of all the litter as it lay, whereof, to make the matter clear, an inventory follows here. And first a dirty smock appeared beneath the armpits well besmeared. Strephon the rogue displayed it wide, and turned it round on every side. On such a point few words are best, and Strephon bids us guess the rest, but swears how damnably the men lie in calling Celia sweet and clean lie. Now listen while he next produces the various combs for various uses, filled up with dirt so closely fixed no brush could force a way betwixt. A paste of composition rare, sweat, dandruff, powder, lead, and hair, a forehead cloth with oil upon't to smooth the wrinkles on her front. Here alum flower to stop the steams, exhaled from sour, unsavory streams. There night gloves made of Tripsy's hide, bequeathed by Tripsy when she died. With puppy water, beauty's help distilled from Tripsy's darling whelp. Here galley pots and vials placed, some filled with washes, some with paste. Some with pomatum paints and slops, and ointments good for scabby chops. Hard by a filthy basin stands, fouled with scouring of her hands. The basin takes whatever comes, the scrapings of her teeth and gums, a nasty compound of all hues, for here she spits, and here she spews. A pair of tweezers next he found, to pluck her brows and arches round, or hairs that sink the forehead glow, or on her chin, like bristles glow. Why, Strephon will tell you the rest, and must you needs describe the chest, and that hope that last remained behind. So Strephon, lifting up the lid to view what was in the chest was hid. The vapors flew from out the vent, but Strephon, cautious, never meant the bottom of the pan to grope, and foul his hands in search of hope. Oh, never may such vile machine be once in Celia's chamber seen. Oh, may she better learn to keep those secrets of the hoary deep. As mutton cutlets, prime of meat, which though with art you salt and beat, as laws of cookery require, and toast them at the cleanest fire. If from adown the hopeful chops, the fat upon the cinder drops. But vengeance send up so things which must not be expressed when plumped into the reeking chest, send up an excremental smell to taint the pears from whence they fell, the petticoats, the gown perfume, which waft a stink round every room. Thus finishing his grand survey, disgusted Strephon stole away, repeating in his amorous fits, "Oh, Celia, Celia, Celia shits." But vengeance, goddess never sleeping, soon punished Strephon for his peeping. His foul imagination links each dame he sees with all her stinks, and if unsavory odors fly, conceives a lady standing by. All women his description fits, and both ideas jump like wits. But vicious fancy coupled fast, and still appearing in contrast, I pity wretched Strephon blind to all the charms of female kind. Should I, the queen of love, refuse because she rose from stinking ooze? To him that looks behind the scenes, Satyra's but a pocky queen. When Celia in her glory shows, if Strephon would but stop his nose, who now so impiously blasphemes her ointments, daubs, and paints and creams, her washes, slops, and every clout with which she makes so foul a rout, he soon would learn to think like me, and bless his ravaged sight to see. Such order from confusion sprung, such gaudy tulips raised from dung.
Thank you, Ethan. Did you say that poem was from 1732? It came back from time to give me an erection. Hey, you can call me Edward Case. Next up on the open mic is the moment. Well, but the whole thing is the open mic. So I was getting to the part where it was what we were all waiting for, and it is the feature of the Contro-Verse open mic. Open mic. Emily Parsons, thank you so much for agreeing to come and feature here at Contro-Verse open mic. We're very excited. Sorry I could not deliver a greater crew for you, but Emily Parsons is a poet and artist based in Manchester, New Hampshire. Most of her work navigates the raw terrain of grief, mental health, and learning to still cling onto life through it all. I like the sound of that. It's sparky. You can find them performing at open mics and touring all over New England with bards on the rocks. Follow Emily's adventures on Instagram at Poet Solaire. That's POETSOLAIRE. Now please give a round of applause for Emily Parsons.
Thank you, Contro-Verse, for having me. Yeah. All right. So, this first poem that I'm going to give to you is on theme for tonight. I just have a personal question to start y'all off with. How many of you have been coached? Yeah, thank you. Thanks. How many of you have been coached on reading poetry in the middle of having sex? What? This poem is called Read Like You Fuck. And when I point to you guys, this is a call and response poem. When I point to you guys, I want you to yell, "Read like you fuck, poet." Read like you fuck, poet. Nice. I was told to read Henry Miller out loud while getting fucked, and I didn't even get a t-shirt for that shit. When the line, "If you can't make words fuck, don't masturbate them," became our reality, and wordplay became a new category plastered all over my browser history, I'm sprawled out, vibrator taped to my clit while I'm reading all of this, and we place bets on where I'll complete this poem. And when I beg him to talk dirty, he says to me, "Bend over, submit to every word, thrust yourself into the stanza, and take in every syllable inch by inch. Read like you fuck, poet. Hunger sings into the night, and I need you to shake that breath out of tune for me, express your nakedness and worship the body. And take in the bumps and crevices of this poem and find connection through every nerve, swallow the inspiration whole, and feel my blood is the reason why every line is a heartbeat, why every word is a breath yearning to be inhaled, to learn what it means to grow, to learn what it means to be human, to learn what it means to be anything at all." Thank you. So this next one, this is a newer one that I wrote within the past month at a workshop. In that workshop, we read Bren Constantine's The Opposite Game, which also references Emily Dickinson's My Life Stood a Loaded Gun. So this is new. Yeah. So, I never want kids. In fact, I don't know what baby fever feels like. They told me that I would understand when I'm older, and now I'm older. I'm 26, and I think I should have felt something by now, but all I see is the unassuming absence that comes swallowed inside with that novelty, and all I know is I think I can at least relate to the need to care, and that's why I take home plants when I get groceries, which is always followed by the end-of-week windowsill adorned crinkled garden galore, and this is no Eden, and it turns out I'm not cut out to play God after all, and this all comes crumbling down through my head as I am standing in the living room while he's asking me if I'd like to hold her. And holding her feels like standing on the cliff with the view of crowded evergreens straight ahead of me, and now I'm aware of gravitational pull, how fear pushes me closer to the edge, and I don't want to die right now, but I could fall down right now, I could drop everything right now, and now I am too aware of how if I move my finger out of place, she could just crash to the floor, and how everything depends on just one finger, and now I'm thinking back to the 45 I first held at 22, and how the metallic weight hung heavy in my hands, and first learning that it's as simple as moving all that power to the tip of your index finger, how I can easily just press the trigger, but I don't want to feel the recoil push back through my arm, and now I don't know if the opposite gun is baby, because her life sits still fragile in my hand like one, but all I know is I think, and I think we will all someday face the question of drop, fall, or shoot. And I think what you choose could tell me everything I'll ever need to know about you. And when I think about the gun, and how it all comes down to the crossroads between destruction and stagnation, when we have all been hit with the inspiration of action. But again, all I know is I think, and I think maybe the real opposite of gun is womb, used to create instead of to kill, and maybe I'll just let all of these thoughts fade into the embryonic walls of my skull until I say, that's enough about that. As the nudge hits, to tell myself to be here, right now, that imagining that I am here right now is as simple as focusing on the tip of my index finger, past layered skin, past pointy skeleton lies magnetic abyss, and I know if I don't stare into the abyss, I can feel the power that dictates the acceptance and letting go. Now, I can see her for what she is. I know she doesn't know anything about drop, fall, or shoot. All I can see is a vast stardust of wonder through her eyes. It's all cradled close with the warmth and novelty, and although I know someday she will, for that moment, I just want hope that she could have peace for a while without ever having to consider the choice of drop, fall, or shoot. Thank you. So, my usual open mic is Bards on the Rocks I go to. I just wanted to shout that out real quick. Wednesdays at 7:30, Manchester, Hopknot. It's a good time. And this next poem is about poets in general, all the work that we do. This one's called Forgotten Street Lamp. We meet at nightbreak, as misguided prophets for Prometheans left burnt out and smoldering, bellowing truths into the dark sunlight never cared to hear. With the cacophony of ourselves echoing through city streets, we hoped we would reach the cosmos, but we settled for the moon. As her face is the only one we can call to, and I'll be damned if that message gets lost in transit, caught by the ears of some windowsill naysayer, and I'll be damned if our voices are left shaken, scattered, and faded through it all. But when I realized I overlooked the street lamp, I forgot to trust the fire in its mind understands. That's when I learned it was never about reaching the sky. So I'll be blessed when our voices make the glass shatter. I'll be blessed when we create the breakthrough. And I know I'll be blessed when the flames dance freely, igniting the streets. Thank you. You guys have been great tonight. Thank you so much for having me again. So this is my last one. This is called Breaking the Fourth Wall in my personal journal. also known as Dear Reader. Dear reader, you know, my ghost feels stripped when it dissects these entries under the microscope. Dear reader, I'm worried the ink isn't as permanent as they say it is. Dear reader, I'm worried the ink is permanent. Dear reader, I'm worried my words will be worthy enough to be preserved inside your ivory tower. Dear reader, are my feet too small to fit in the shoes of my predecessors? Is my flared breath enough to make Prometheus's torture worth it? Dear reader, I burnt my notebooks to control my legacy. I traded ink for graphite to make every blemish temporary. Dear reader, I built the borders inside my skull, and now my brain is clogged. Dear reader, now when I need to scream, nothing comes out. Dear reader, I decided to pick up the pen again and I'm trying to start over. Dear reader, I'm tired. Dear reader, I'm tired. Dear reader, I'm tired. Dear reader, guess what? I said I'm fucking tired, and that is the only confession you'll get out of me. Dear reader, I'm tired of looking for a last place I lost myself. Dear reader, please let me stop caring about what the future has to say about me. Dear reader, can I please stop caring about what everyone in this room has to say about me? Dear reader, when was the last time I took a shit? I am so sorry if you're reading this. Dear reader, these cramps make me wonder if my uterus is going to plop out, wave goodbye to me as it rolls out the door. Dear reader, I am on that day in my cycle where I just want to fuck everything. Dear reader, I am on that day in my cycle where I just want to kill everything. Dear reader, I lied when I said I was sorry earlier. Dear reader, are you skimming through this part because you're ashamed to share the same thoughts as me? Or are you afraid of your own body too? Dear reader, never look at me as your hero. Dear reader, if I am ever worthy enough to reach your ivory tower, shatter those rose-tinted glasses and swallow down every thorn whole, I sat in your chair once, and I wasted my time crafting the gods out of flesh and blood. Dear reader, when you look at this, don't mangle the naked lines and shape them into wisdom. Dear reader, let go of the strings controlling legacy and undress your caution tape choked brain. Dear reader, know your thoughts will ignore the eviction notice you hand them. Dear reader, know your thoughts are the ticking time bomb waiting for the explosion to set them free. Dear reader, when your mind erupts, learn to dance the body electric through the shock. Move with your two left feet until you stumble into freedom, and finally know what it's like to stain the handprints of humility onto the page. Thank you, Contro-Verse, for having me. Thank you, Emily, for being here. One more round for Emily. Fantastic work. If you're watching at home, there were probably some socials down here. You should go check that stuff out. And do you have a chat book? Do you have like a Ko-fi, anything? Let people give you money. No. Set your shit up. Get a Patreon. I don't care. Do something. Support your local artists and bully them until they let you support them. It's important. Speaking of supporting the arts, we are extremely happy to be hosted by Uma and Malden. Make sure that you at least consider supporting them too, because like we need spaces for this. This is not a restaurant. This is not some place that has an alternative way of making money. So I don't know. I'm hoping whenever we edit this, we'll like throw a link down here, or if you're on Uma's website, just be a member. Be cool. All the cool kids are. Anyway, that's enough rambling for now. This is an open mic, right? Yeah? It's an open mic? Okay. I think we have a name. You were bullied for that. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm a bad person, and I will continue to do bad things. It's not a real apology. I don't even have Tim here to bully tonight, you guys. This is miserable. I need you to know, like, I usually have a punching bag in the audience, and he's not even here. Kittay, please come up here and rescue me. I'm just gonna keep talking if you don't come up and read a poem. Will you please save me? Did you please?
Can you give me like a random word if I have it? As
Okay.
Poem?
Okay, I have to give you a random word, and if you have it in a poem, okay. How about cake?
I do.
Nice. Here's Kittay with something involving cake.
I wrote this September 17th, 2023. And I've worked on this mindset, but I feel like it's something that a lot of artists tend to struggle with. Sometimes when I read my poetry aloud before a crowd, I feel like I'm at a bake sale where everyone is required to bake something to sell, and everyone else's cakes are decorated so wonderfully, yet here I am, presenting a cake without frosting, without a filler. These other cakes have tiers stacked upon one another, and mine is a simple one level. I know, comparison is the thief of all joy. I just wish I could create the same beauty I witness others create. I've always felt like I had a gift until I started sharing it and noticed others excelling in areas where I feel like I'm lacking. I'm not a visionary like some poets are. I am a messenger, and I understand that my messages are just as important as the others who create these lavish poems filled with metaphors, imagery, sprinkles, and a plump cherry on top, as beautifully written as the best looking cake at the bake sale is decorated. I don't feel like I am good enough, more often than not, which is hard to reveal to others, but this burden I must release. I don't want sympathy. It's just something I must work on until I overcome this artist struggle, the struggle of never feeling up to par or on the same level that others are. Until one day I feel like I am the best piece of cake anyone has ever tasted. I already taste great. I just want to feel satisfied when I take a step back to admire my cake, when I learn how to decorate it just right.
Thank you. I'm also very excited with the letting me give you a random word thing. That was fun. All right. We did promise people horny poems tonight, right? That was the promise because it's Valentine's week. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna read something, and you all make fun of me if I start blushing on stage, right? You're supposed to say right. There we go. This is called Count to 5. It starts with a nervous gift, inappropriate but only due to neurodivergence, a car ride through speed limit enforced by airplane. It starts with a strange bread, not strange anymore, but the terrible in-between, a familiar but not home, vertigo and hackles up, and a gentle voice, a glass of water, 10,000 blankets to burrow under, crushing the panic and warming the toes. It starts with a well-placed pillow, hunger unexpected but welcome, welling upward, moving faster than I meant, throwing caution and clothing to the wind, moans and sweat and slaps, his eyes beautiful in the sunlight fluttering back, and where another man would collapse in the throes of his little death, he drops between my thighs and starts to count to 5. And oh, my apologies to the headboard for the claw marks, my apologies to the neighbors for the sound. I cannot be blamed for the lungs I was born with, for the mouth he helped me find after a year of needing to scream, for falling through the sheets in defiance of all known laws. laws of physics, lost in every bed I've ever laid in, and still he pulls me back into my shaking body, into the present time, into his flesh and heat and wet and here and him, lips and teeth marking each other, his and hers and mine and yours, and he says, tomorrow I will share, but tonight I am greedy, and he gobbles me up like a wild thing. Jeff, will you please come up here and rescue me so I can go die? Regular death, not little kind. You got something? All right, everybody put your hands together for Jeff.
I'm not really going to stay on theme here, just because that's not what I want to do. I have a newer poem here. You might have heard last time I wrote like a whole bunch of short ones, and I incorporated some of that into this poem here. But now this is in its final form here. We call it "Hanging a Magritte at McDonald's." Tell me of the forgeries hanging in museums, the tragedies that inspired their brushes. Let's talk the fat of how the bacon is made, how the flavor of death can be hammered so enticingly. Tell me there are clouds in your coffee, that you have too many thoughts but not enough hands. I'll lend you a smoke and a glass of water. It might take us days with everything that's been smoldering. I'll tell you I got out of bed like a cold lighter, sculpting what I need from what I've got. A line drawing inked into my pillow. If it's a map of my mind, then it's a part I don't often use. I was changing my clothes when I thought I was changing my skin, refining energy from the crude output of my preoccupation. It's something I can't stop doing. Tell me how to stop the death machine from working so effectively. This isn't an alarm, but it hit me on the side of the head like it was. We were humming different songs. The sound was tracing its hand with my hand. No one could tell we hated it here. We are both crying in our coffee, thirsty for motion. Both of us are smoking, but only one of us is on fire. Thanks. Oh, I forgot to say, February 26th, I'm featuring at Bards.
Oh, for those of you who are at home and not in the studio, Jeff is saying that he forgot to plug his shit when he was on the mic. Anyway, yeah, what day is it at the Bards? February 26th is a Wednesday night. Go up to the Bards. It's great. Where is it? Hop something? The Hop Knot. That's K-N-O-T, not, not. But anyway, like Slipknot, but with beer. Is that what we're doing? You guys, this. I can't even call this room unhinged. It's like you've never met a hinge before in your life. Okay, Emily, do you want to be in the rotation for the open mic? Okay, well, you're not going to be now then. You think about it. Is anybody else in the audience who would like to be in the rotation for the open mic? Because if not, I'm going to be calling Kittay back up. Do you want another random word?
Yeah, give me another word.
Okay, I don't know. Jeff, you got one? Car. You got something on car? Ooh, we're making it difficult tonight. This is not an easy show to do, you guys. You should really respect the... Get up here.
I'm sorry. Trying to find one. Yeah, that would be good. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. All right. All right. So this is one that I wrote back when I had my Subaru that I miss so dearly. My life revolves around my car, going everywhere or nowhere at all. It's fun. I feel free and can shift a gear and press on the accelerator and be off on an adventure. Some judge me for sitting alone in my car for hours, which is odd to me because what I do with my life has no effect on theirs, but judge away. This is what gives me peace and comfort. Ultimate privacy, the ability to go anywhere I please, playing music as loud as I want it to be. I can smoke to my heart's content. Most importantly, this is where I am most free. My car is my safe place. So, why do you care what I do with my life when it affects you in no way at all? Maybe you're jealous, or maybe you don't care at all and you just want to roast me in some way, so you use my car as bait. The joke's on you. I'm not homeless, but if you were to judge me for that, I wouldn't want you around me anyway. I enjoy being out here. I'm sorry for you, because you must not understand what a safe or happy place is. And that's why you judge and don't seem to understand when I tell you I am happy right here.
Man, nobody's judging you. I'm judging this mic stand.
From Zoom open mics and from when I used to live stream, people would be like, why are you in your car?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Why do you care? They're like, are you homeless? No, but why do you care?
There's all this backstory that nobody can hear at home because it's not going into the microphone. You guys. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's broken. Everything's fine. This is a normal thing that people say when everything is... I'm going to read a poem. Y'all shut up. All right, this is called Never Date a Poet, which I think is good advice.
Yes, I agree.
Everybody agrees? Yeah. All right. I've lived long enough to know my way around a crush, a lust, first date butterflies, new relationship electricity. It's not like this is my first lightning strike. Still, I never knew I could choke on the air, drown in the dirt, bury myself in the ocean of someone else, and now my lungs are full. All I can see through this tunnel is her eyes matching mine, of earth, sea, and sky, and I want to cradle her head, pile her with blankets, drunk from the feel of her skin. I know I am in the worst kind of trouble when she points to the sky, tells me Orion is her barn bow, asks me how far in the deep end I want to go. A man could drown down there, and I'm tangled up in her hair. Says this is the most herself that she's felt in a long time, setting her mask down next to mine, smile full of daggers, losing track of which of my thoughts are hers. She holds a box cutter like she's expecting a mugger, apologizes when I say I love her. No one ever writes her love poems good enough. She should have married a poet. She has too much sense to fall for a poet. Never date a poet. I'm a mean person. I make people read things that I wrote for them. Anyway, Ethan, you got anything for us? Did you got a musical interlude or a random, you want the mic? Yeah? All right. We planned everything. This is a normal show, you guys. We're doing fine. Here's Ethan.
A nudist from Nottingham Gate was pushed in to the pond by his mate. A piddler swam by, and said with a sigh, "Would you look what they're using for bait? It's Benny Hill."
Thank you, Ethan. The show would not work without him. All right, before we start our next round, if you are interested in reading, whether or not you brought something, raise your hand. And 1, 2, okay, cool. So everybody who raised their hand and who doesn't have a thing, keep your hand up. There's one. Okay. No, we're all swapping. Cause why do one swap when we could do a bunch of them? So yeah, look around and throw things at people. Jeff, I got one of yours I can throw at this guy.
I get the one that me and you wrote together.
Okay, cool. Who wants to throw me something? Emily, would you like one of mine? It's horrible. All right, cool. We're bringing Emily back up on the stage. I'm going to make her read something she's never read before.
So,
This is something that I've never read before. It's called Someday You. Someday you'll be in the hands of a friendly fisherman, tail clipped, barnacles trimmed, tossed back in with a half a baguette in your confused claw as you hop in a 1 a.m. cab. And it will come to pass that the military-industrial complex refuses to violate your privacy, and you'll be cared for in ways you cannot understand, feeling out who you are now, that you cannot be the skins you've already shed. Someday you will fall under a spell of a witch in Salem, stone cold, sane, and sober, tethered to the body and time, laughing through what would have killed you only a year ago. There will be a moment standing in the stranger's kitchen when you do not want to leave, and you don't have to, and nothing will be wrong. Every touch and tangent landing as let slip your restraint. Even if you can't slide out of the handcuffs this time, someday you will let go of what looked good on a piece of paper, and all of the birds you set free will be happy with new partners and new nests, singing to sunrise, no regrets. The ghosts will quiet, and you will hold your own umbrella and sing for yourself whatever the hell you want to. There is a version of you that has already lived through every single terrible thing, bone-spurred and thick-skinned with a million fading scars and nothing to prove, trowel in hand in your comfiest pants as the seeds you planted with abandon begin to break through. Someday you will be walking through a forest of grief to find pink lady slippers and a turkey to guide you to the rock of epiphany, and she will leave you to sit on bare granite staring out into the cemetery your mother will never occupy, and you will hear a Muppet wise man assure you again that you have always been here. You have always been home. I've lost complete track of anything. I think Jeff is the next one who's up. Kittay, do you have something you want to give him, or should I hand him what I've got in my hand? You got something for him?
You want to give me a word?
Joint, obviously.
One of your poems. I don't think I have.
Okay, do you have HVAC? I'm sorry, you got I got my OSHA cert today, so I'm really like just high on that shit right now.
I actually do have something with the joint, but I don't know if it's...
Yeah, that's okay. Go for it. Let's do this. Yeah? Maybe? I wish I could show you the face she's making. I can't move the camera if I'm standing up here. You gotta read somebody else's.
Me and you wrote it.
Oh.
So it's kind of it's kind of true. Do you want to split this up? Yeah, let's split this up. So me and Anna wrote this poem together. I started it, and then she was inspired to do something to it. So here we are. We're reading it together. We haven't done this before. So I'll stop there.
Okay.
Then you go there. Okay. If we stopped plugging their numbers, there would be no one on the phone to tell us it's Death's birthday. There would be no one to bake their cakes, no one to light their candles, no one to sing their sad songs, stumbling on unknown names at the end.
They would still have their celebrations, still lick their plates clean, but the world would be empty to their dances. There would be no fireworks echoing at midnight as they kiss Marie Antoinette's plastic lips, no baskets woven to catch their heavy heads, no graves dug for their withered bones. That's it. That's all we got, guys. Alright, Kittay, you want to come here and read this thing I got for you? Just keep your thumb on it.
This is called Treasure Seeking. I am searching for the center of the X, checking and rechecking the map in my hand, trying to find the still beating heart of the sea. When I find it, I will lay bare her temples, take away her treasures, chests filled to bursting. But now I am only looking and near drowning, shovel in hand, map in hand, losing my center, unable to find the spot. I should come up for air, but I stall, too long, too absorbed, wondering what it would be like to drown in her waters and wake up in my own bed. I wonder if we can power our screens with the renewable energy of dead coal miners spinning in their graves.
While this is Dirty Night, and I appreciate you all interpreting it that way, that's actually a Minecraft poem, just so you know. Like, get your head together. Speaking of dirty poems, you want to come up here and read one?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, this is one of Jeff's.
There you go. Is it just these pages? Let's go. No, all right. Cool. All right. Your neighbor's yard.
Get on the mic.
Oh, shit. I'm bad at this. Your neighbor's yard. While we walk home from the convenience store, I try to convince you to have sex with me on your neighbor's yard. What a date I am, baby. Cabbage grass and pebbles up your ass. You refuse. Complain about being horny while looking at me. Like you want me to fuck you on your neighbor's lawn. 3 cruisers fly by, sirens racing, protecting, serving. A cat comes out of the yard with a pigeon in her mouth, trying to say something I can't understand.
You should bring stuff next time. That was good. All right, Kit, have you got something for this guy? No? Do I have to do everything? No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. What? I'm not doing son of a gun. I'm not doing son of a gun. You can't make me. You can't make me. No.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
No, you're hosting.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
I lost.
All right. We're actually getting close to time, which is amazing, mostly because we've been dicking around all night. But anyway, would you like some new shit that is also on theme?
Yeah.
I brought too much stuff today. This is called Security Blanket. Let his shoulder be his shoulder. Let your body be when you are. The future will be there in the morning. The sun will find its own way to the east. And you are a beast, soft little mammal, warm-hearted animal. Unback yourself from the corner you're in. Put down your hackles, unsharpen your grin. You do not deserve the cruelty the world has laid at your feet. Sit with me, quietly. Great heaving sobs if need be, swearing at the gods if it helps. I can see the weight you carry, here in your back, and the crick in your neck, the leg cramps you can't explain, the old wounds acting up again. Unbuckle your armor, lay down your crown. The world was always too much for one set of shoulders. Put it down. Let his hand be his hand and not yours, not anyone else's, not anyone else, but here and now, and heartbeats and sweat beads, no tears this time, no screams out of time. You don't need to be ahead of yourself, trailblazing yourself, spoiling every ending. Leave unread the last page of the book of your life. Stop second-guessing the author of your fate. Take a beat, a breath, a step back from the cliff face before it's too late. You don't need to jump into every well and puddle and chasm of certain doom. There is room for jokes that don't belong in the gallows, sunny days and crusty bread, a sip of human kindness, not poured from your own empty cup, but into, for once, letting your lover fill your cracks with purest gold. Oh, sweetest thing, too sensitive to tannins, too gentle for tantrums, too frozen for flight or fight, feet planted, face fierce, wielding your sword like a pen. Put down your hackles, unsharpen your grin. You were not made for the corner you're in. And with that, I'm very happy to say that we've just about hit our time. Thank you so much to everybody who showed up tonight. It has been a very busy night in Malden, a very busy night for the Barth. I'm so glad we had you here tonight. Please check out Emily's stuff. Emily, let us pay you for your art. I'm going to keep bullying you till you do it. Please support Uma, who takes care of us. Thank you so much to Greg for making sure that we actually have a booth running. Thank you to Therese for making sure someone is there to say hi. Special thanks, of course, to everybody in the audience. And we couldn't do this without our producers, Ethan and Jeff. This has been The Contro-Verse. We are here at 145 Pleasant Street in Malden every second and fourth Monday until such a time as they kick us out of the building or we don't want to be here anymore. Good night, everybody.